Shannon, how many
He's
losses?
got that answer.
You know the answer is, Skip.
Oh, I don't
What's the
know.
answer,
Tell me.
Skip?
You tell me what the answer is.
6'9".
The king.
255.
Yeah.
Freight trainism. Coming at you live and in
Freight
color.
train.
How
I
many
like that.
losses will it take the Cavs to get to the finals?
I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say they'll lose 1 to Indy in round 1. They'll lose 2 to Toronto in round 2. And here's the shocker, Skip. They're going to lose 2 games to the Washington Wizards.
Oh, you got the Wizards.
In the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
But the King and Unk will prevail.
Okay. You mean the Unk and King, but go ahead.
That's it, Skip. As he said, there have been some bad losses. There have been some injuries. But this is what we know. They have yet to lose a series when the big 3 is healthy. That has yet to happen. So it doesn't matter if Draymond got suspended. It doesn't matter. If those 3 guys are healthy, they're coming out of the East.
Kyrie's knees okay? Trusted?
It's fine.
Just fine. You know.
Actually, it's about to be Sunday. He's gonna have to ice it from putting it in Jeff Teague's butt, going to the hole so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Paul George, you gonna get it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lance Stevenson, all that blowing. Oh, born ready. Now all of a sudden, born ready. Lance Stevenson, stop it. Giving everybody want a nickname now. Lance Stevenson's nickname is not born ready. Okay? But you're gonna get exactly what you're looking for. I know what you are. Don't sniff on me, Skip Bayless. Well, you know. So when you give me the sniff, you already know what time it is. The King got this. Go ahead and do what you look at it.
Got this?
Will you see them 3 right?
Yeah.
Skip.
Huh.
The band is right there.
Yeah, Kevin Love's got a towel around his shoulders to cool him off, right? Because he is so hot. Okay. I hate to do this, Joy, but for once, I have to agree with my man Shannon. LeBron is only going to lose 5 games on the way to his, what are we up to, 7th straight finals?
7.
5 losses. But I'm going to reiterate what I told you yesterday. The NBA gods, the basketball gods, smiled on LeBron James on the final night of the regular season, allowing him to avoid potential first-round collapses at the hands of the Heat or the Bulls. And everything changed in his path to the finals because the only thing I can now root for, just for interest's sake, is that what if those Bulls, what's that guy's name? That guy who taught LeBron everything he knew about winning, that guy from Miami?
Dwayne
Oh, yeah,
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. He's now a Chicago Bull. What if they get hot? What if they shock the Celtics in round 1 and then, I don't know, could they shock the Wizards in round 2? It's possible. They're capable of doing that. And then we would have Big Brother versus Little Brother in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Big Brother just might intimidate Little Brother a little bit.
Stop it, Skip.
Little Brother might be looking over his shoulder like, I don't know. I mean, Big Brother knows all my tricks.
You're expecting Dwayne Wade needs to hold up.
I don't know. He got to ice him for a long time because he was out for a while, right?
Yeah.
So, again,
And they play better without it.
That's my wishful thinking, but let's go back to round 1. What a break LeBron got, alas. Here come the Pacers. There's only one man on the Pacers who's not afraid of LeBron James. And it's the guy who blew in his ear. And it's a guy who just, 10 days ago was lying on his couch playing video games because he was with nobody. And he's bounced around the league, and now he's bounced back to the Indiana Pacers. And I'm afraid he's not much more than a role player at this point in his career, even though, by the way, Lance Stevenson is only 26 years of age. So shouldn't he just be entering his prime?
Much more than a distraction. That's what he is.
He's a distraction. What is it, born ready? He's born ready against LeBron.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Against LeBron, he is. But unfortunately, Paul George is not born ready against LeBron because I've told you before, and I'm going to stand by it, Paul George is a star, but he's not a superstar. So I cannot condemn Danny Ainge for not pulling the trigger on that trade at the deadline to the Celtics. He could have gone into his cache of draft picks and said, I want Paul George for the future. And he said, no, I'm going to stick with what I have because we'd rather use that Nets pick wherever it falls. It could be the number 1 overall. We want to take a kid that we think will be better in the long term than Paul George will. And I don't blame him for that. So Paul George is not a Celtic. He's still a Pacer. And they had their moments, but they're in the end not very good. And Paul George does not believe he can beat LeBron James head-to-head. So I'm sorry. I got the Cavs 4-1 in this series, 4 games to 1 game. And I think it's going to allow them to shake off some of the doubt that was created over the last 46 regular season games when they went 23-23. They were 500 over the last 46 games. That is a horrible sign for a defending champ. But if you draw the right team in the first round that you know you can beat, that they can give you a little bit of run, but all of a sudden you can start to feel real good about yourselves again. And I think those 3 will start to feel much better about themselves after this series, which will lead them into Toronto in round 2 instead of the Wizards. So they dodge another potential collapse.
We gonna see the Wizards.
Yeah.
We gonna see them.
So, you think they're just going to win anyway, right? Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I got Toronto, and they did add P.J. Tucker at the deadline for one reason and one reason only, to drag LeBron out deep into the ocean and at least just wear him out a little bit. P.J. Tucker, he can do it. He can at least beat on LeBron and make him work for everything he gets. But Kyle Lowry's back, DeMar DeRozan. I just don't think they think in their heart of hearts they can beat the King. I just think the King psychologically owns both of them. Did in the conference final last year. It's 4-2, and I see the same thing this year, 4-2.
You know, LeBron did Navy SEAL training, so he's ready.
He did, like Tiger did?
70-pound backpack with boots on in the middle of the ocean, so he can stay afloat for a long time.
He did that? I didn't hear that.
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying he can swim, he can handle it.
Yeah.
See, it's a whole different ball. Skip, they say in SEAL training, there's a lot of guys that come in that swam in high school and been swimming their whole life. But when you put them in the ocean and you put them where you can't grab on to the side of the pool, where the man can't help you up out when you start to go under, and you got to swim to the shore with that big old backpack on your back, it's a whole different ball game.
Really?
See, LeBron James has been in this situation so many times before. He knows what it's like to gasp for air and know he can't count on anybody but the King himself.